Hello, hello. Welcome. Wait, did publish? Did my Whew, and I'm back on here again. Put my feet up. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So I just decided to pop back on here. What did I do with them? Oh my god. Okay, I got them. Um so yeah, I just decided to come on here just to connect. There's a few crazy information that's coming through, and how a lot of conspiracy and all of that kind of information coming in, and just curious on your thoughts and stuff. Anyways, um I didn't mention, I know this is an odd time. It's 444. Ooh, angel time, angel time. 444. Beautiful, beautiful. So I love using, when you look at the time and it gives you some information and you're just like, oh, okay, then I am supposed to be here, because I can see one person watching, but I don't know who they are, where they're watching from. So thank you for joining me. One person. Yes, 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 yes. Just connecting, just to um one, I'm gonna pull some cards and do a little bit of a card reading for the month and for each of the signs. But I also wanted just to, some of the things that I've been kind of feeling. And I just heard about something to do with both parties in the States coming together for a to do a some kind of new law that they want to implement on social media. Has to do with children and protection of the children, which kind of makes me, I don't know, yeah, we want to protect our kids, but man, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right for whatever reason. And it feels like, somebody wants to get extra marks for this, but I guess there's been so many suicides and everything from young people watching social media, Facebook, Instagram, and things like that. They're wanting to do something good, so they're coming together to do that. Just doesn't feel right. Anyways, there's that. And I think there's something crazy about that that's going to backfire. Um, just so much is coming forward. Now, this is the other thing, and I want to put out there for any other person who is wanting to connect with new clients or new people. Um, One, I know there's Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all of that. But if they go away, how else is there? Now I know there's people with private platforms and they already have their following and things like that. Um how do you get on them? Like, how do you get on to some of those platforms, which is interesting. Like, I was just listening to um the Leo King. And it's like, yeah, all these, tarot readers and astrologers are going to flood to his platform, which is probably true when everything starts to collapse, you know. But how do you get on there? Because the thing is that right now it's almost where, okay, I go on here, but going on someone else's platform, there is their agenda of how they want to do it, whether good or bad. I mean, no, understandable. Same with, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I don't know. That's the question. I don't know. You know, on getting on there or any other type of platform that you want to go on and create, because many people don't have either the finances or the knowledge to be able to create such a big platform and stuff like that, right? Or pay $15,000 a month or pay $7,000 a month to have your apps and stuff like that. And there's going to be a lot of people that may have had it in the past, but they don't have it now. Just saying. So that's why platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and that are great, because you're not having to pay all of that money out, and um it's kind of like a crapshoot. You're just hoping people find you, especially um on YouTube. So hopefully somebody finds you so that you get the followings and you can create, you know, um, the revenue and things like that. So I mean that's one of the reasons for going on them. And it's just an interesting thoughts that I've been having to go out. Now, the other thing that keeps coming in is a lot of these, games and stuff like that, football games, football, hockey. Um, I find them very interesting. I had kids that played sports, and going out to their, games and that and watching them, whether it was, mainly hockey. Um, a couple of them went into football and stuff. And just the Super Bowl that's coming up this weekend, or not this weekend, the following weekend. I think it's on the 11th or something. I find that that's going to be an interesting one, and there's such a big should do about it, and then there's also that Taylor girl who is, getting all of these new people to come in to go to the football game. The Her BF makes more money right now doing advertisement for that drug company that starts with a P, and that's German, than he does playing and throwing the ball around. So I find that interesting. And I'm not sure, I think it's Usher who's doing the halftime. And the very first thing that came to me about all of this was that there's some like a spell being cast. That's the same thing I get with the Olympics and the opening games of the Olympics, because you're going to get so many people watching, right? And people who don't normally watch or go to are going to be there for the game, that have never either watched the game or followed the game. And it's in Vegas, and that's such an illusionary place, a place that really brings in the lights and the glamour and stuff, and everything's built as an illusion. Everything's an illusion when you go there, right? So when you look at things like Vegas, you have the lights and the gambling and the glitter and everything. Everything looks fabulous, right? Everything looks like glam. And so I feel like there's something more or something else that's going behind the scenes, because there's so many things that are being set up right now that I know through the astrology and watching the astrology, that there's going to be, like especially in March and April, um something's going to happen. You know, there is a big conscious expo that's going to be in April in Texas, which I find interesting, with a lot of astrologers and readers and that are going to be there, speakers and that are coming in, and that's in April, and that's in Texas. I'm not sure where if it's in San Antonio or where exactly it is. I find that that's interesting, with that going on there, um, as everything is starting to unravel. But the one, the Super Bowl one is something that I think is sort of a, you know when they want to ground energy in certain areas, that happened when the kundalini of the earth was beginning to change, and many light workers went around to ground the energies in different points upon the earth to bring forth the newness, the new energies that were coming forth. And that had, where the kundalini was switching and changing from going up in around Africa all the way up to India, where now it's coming up and it's going up through South America and all the way up through the Rocky Mountains and all the way up through there, that the energies were starting to shift. And so, laying the energies down on different ley lines, many light workers went around and they did ceremonies, um, in these different sacred spots in around the world. And I feel like now, like, in order, but these were, they weren't publicized. They weren't, not everybody knew about them. They were because they were very sacred. So they really came together in a very sacred way in creating, um these spots, this to anchor this energy, the beautiful energy to come in, right? So that's what happened. And so the kundalini, as it shifted and moved, before, this was before 2012, shifted and moved and came up through, South America, and all through through South America, all the way up to the Rockies. Now we're, another, of course, the counterplot of energies that are coming in right now and are trying to, like they did in 2019, Mercury went into Pisces and stuff, and and a spell was cast. He went retrograde and stuff because Mercury doesn't do well in Pisces, and it's the communications and everything else. So we all know what happened there from 2020. But now it's like, okay, it's like almost like they could see um what happened with that and how they could elude you in. And one of the things is now, especially what's happening in Congress with the new law that they're bringing in to um, to protect the children. And everything is just, it's too set up. I mean, even, um, with Zuckerberg apologizing and stuff doesn't even seem real. It just seems like a bunch of fucking bullshit, right? So now with little Miss Taylor dating the football dude, um, and everything going there, and it's in Vegas, it's just something. It through the halftime, through how they do that, and how they orchestrate that. And a lot of times people don't really pay attention to how, that performance or what's going on and things like that. They're just like, oh, it's so cool, wow. And they don't realize, like, certain things are strategically set up and put up, and the spell gets cast. So anybody who's watching it, especially those who are there, because there's going to be millions of people there watching that, right? And I mean, many are going to be inundated there, from the very, very wealthy, because the prices are astronomical, to the normal Joe who's going to sell his mother off to get tickets or whatever to be there. So there's something there, and that's what I'm feeling. And something is going to happen, and that's the same way with the Paris Olympics and everything that's going on. And plus, right now, Paris, I mean, the tanks just went into Paris. The tanks went in, rolled into Paris because of all the farmers protesting. Exact lineup of the Pluto going into Aquarius of the French Revolution. You know, so the French Revolution, and then these farmers are calling for the people to rise up. So you're having, and you're not seeing this, right? It's not on mainstream media, and it's very hard, whatever, if it gets out on social media, it gets wiped right away, right? And these farmers are starting to say, hey, we need to be heard. We need to be, some, I don't know if it was it in France that they made a big SOS with all the tractors, and then with some of the other tractors they made a big heart, um with the, at nighttime, so that with the lights, it's just, you know um to awaken people. I mean, it's happening in Italy, it's happening in Austria, it's happening in, of course, France and Germany. And so these countries are rising up, and they're trying to quiet them. They're trying to stop them from rising up. But they did a poll, and they said like 85% or so of the people in Paris are, and in Germany, are backing these farmers. And so it's very interesting. So that's, seeing and hearing that. And then, of course, what is developing in the southern border, which is also in another alignment of the, you know the uprising in the United States, to become the United States. So it's this energy that's sort of rising. And the I'm going to call them the baddies. That's my name. So I have nicknames for things, and if you don't understand what I'm saying about the baddies, I'm just going to say the baddies, just like I say the elixir. So the baddies are wanting to have control of this, right? So what better way of having control is, you know to cast something, to do something, so that you are under their, yeah, exactly, Alamo 2.0, to have that control, to have that power. They want to have the power, right? And then people, Americans love their football, they love to see the pig fly, you know pigs are flying. um and so this is very interesting to see this all unfold um, before us. And as it's unfolding, it is really going to do a lot of setbacks. So, setbacks, people um, are really going to feel it, right? And this is also, with this unfolding and with this unraveling. Oh, so thank you. um Unraveling, I just, there is going to be a very interesting, I it's just gonna be, I just feel like people just need to really prepare for the scenarios that are coming forth with everything. Now, the other part that I just found very interesting is companies like UPS and laying off. Now, if you think about it, um, UPS is like huge, and they make billions of dollars, and yet they're laying all these people off. So I know everything's going to AI and all that and blah 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 and stuff, like, shit like that. But I just find it very interesting because we are witnessing, you know, with all of this, of going from a recession into some kind, into a depression, really, you know with how everything is sort of folding in. And that's not to be fearful. Actually, more millionaires were made out of the depression than any other time, because people found new innovative ways to create, to get out there, to promote their products, and to let people know, hey, here I am. Look at, the traveling salesman came out of that, right? The guy going door to door selling, and they did that for years. To new innovations when it came to makeup and hair products, and uh new, of course, there are snake oil people, but um to new ways of preserving foods and cooking and um, all kinds, of inventions that came out through that time. So, I mean, there are innovative ways to create and create that prosperity and abundance for people. And I think that's going to be a very positive thing that we have to really look at in to create to have for ourselves, and how how to create that side hustle, how to create that in new innovative ways of doing what it is that we'd like to have. So, my side hustle, my side hustle. Hey, my readings are on sale. Buy one, get one free. Just an FYI. Or if you are wanting to join me for the Embolic this Saturday evening, it's $25. So my readings are regular, and also with my readings, are $180, but you buy the one for $180, and I throw one in for free. So pretty good deal, I think. So there's what it is that you want to create that abundance, to create that prosperity uh, in your life, and to be able to help others. And that's the other thing. So yeah, just a few things that are going on. I'm going to just pull a card for each of the months. I'm sort of sitting on my I got a day bed as a couch, so I'm sitting on my day bed. So shuffling here. My boobs get in the way as I lay down here. Gotta go back here like this so they can get out of the way. For years I wanted. It's funny. Years and years when I was younger. Oh, I want boobs. Oh, I want boobs. Now I got them. I'm just like, oh my God. Didn't realize how big they get. Uh, it's kind of like, oh, hold on. I'm not paying attention until I'm shuffling. Um, so, so let's start off with the energies of Aries. Aries does have that Chiron and North Node conjunction that's going on in it. And I feel like for the month of February, it's really important for Aries to really find establishment, to be established. How are you establishing yourself as you are going forward? You've had Eris in there. Eris is, she's done her shenanigans. And I mean, she's not going anywhere soon. She's been there for over 600 years. So she ain't going anywhere soon, but it is where for Aries to really start to look into how they can establish, and that's what I'm getting, needing to establish yourself in some way, needing to create. I mean, you are the innovator, you are the spark, you are the beginning of spring. So finding that innovation that you are needing to move forward in, and finding that spark. But the thing is, for you to find the spark, you also have to do the follow through. It's not just doing it, and starting it and hoping something happens. It's starting it and continuing it on and doing the work. And that's where you may lose your momentum, because you might find a lot of the energies are just too much and you feel like you just can't do it. So for you, well, you got to get in touch with your spiritual self. So you might be feeling depleted, or you might not be feeling, you know like you have the innovation to do it, but this is where you need to really step into that spiritual self, and to move forward. Because the Hierophant, when it's reversed, it's like, okay, I need inspiration, but I can't find the inspiration. So really taking your time, Aries, in finding that that energy for you. So um that was Aries. I'm just going to write out Aries and put Aries there. So finding that energy for you, Aries, is very important at this time. I know I just thought of this and it's at the end, but so now I'm going to move to Libra, not Libra. Sorry. Ha.
Where's my grandson?
Um, I just thought of a Libra, so I did. You know what? Let's let's just stick with Libra because Libras popped in my head. So let's just stick with the Libras because I don't know why. Oh, maybe because Libras are opposite to Aries, and that's why I did it. So across the street. So let's step into the Libras. So Libras, I was actually going, oopsie. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Sorry about pausing that. Oh, there we go. It won't.
Where's those lovely people?
I don't know, but okay, I'm not going to do that. I keep pausing my Instagram, so I'm going to stop that. So anyways, Libras, it is all about relationships with you, and you have that South Node there. Finding that finding that energy this month to really maintain your relationships and how you want to maintain those relationships is going to be extremely important to you. Balancing, finding that balance, finding that innovation, and that energy to move through, to allow yourself to move through, is really going to be essential for February. February is going to be a month that you are going to be tested with how you are going to maintain this balance, maintain what it is that you need, and really maintaining it within your own self, and having that relationship within self. With, having the relationship is important for you, but sometimes I feel like with the Libras you can get a little bit pig-headed, and it can be very self-centered, so you got to really watch that self-centeredness, about, it's all about me, it's me, you know with that. And this month can be a real test for you, and a real test with the relationships that you have within your realm, within your life, right? So really watching those relationships, and within the relationship within your own self, because you could be really tested with that this month. And how you get tested is is through how you can step away from your ego and step into your heart. So stepping away from the ego and stepping in towards your heart is going to be important, especially as when the sun goes into Pisces. That, we don't want you to get delusional and get where you and I just got, like, if you fall off the wagon, or if are trying to do well in your life, and you go gun ho and you spend all your money or something like that on something frivolous. So really being aware of, and that's, not only hurts you but hurts the people around you and stuff like that. So really being aware of how you are managing yourself, and the things around you, and not get so pig-headed. That's, one of the big things I'm getting for you this month, Libra. So, yeah. See, I got five five of swords. So thinking that you won, but you haven't really won anything. So if you're getting yourself all caught up in a bunch of bullshit, right? If you're getting yourself caught up in bullshit, Libras, you're fucked. Nobody wins. Nobody wins with the five of swords. Five of swords, nobody wins. You think you won. You're looking back. Look at me. And everybody's like going away like a little sad ass sack of shit, like, but no, this is, Libras, you really, February is going to be a month that's going to challenge you to be the best you can be and step out of your ego. So there you go. So let's go back to Taurus. That's the one I wanted to do, is Taurus and the Taurians. Taurus, fixed signs. I got to say, fixed signs. With Pluto being in Aquarius, it's going to be a challenge. And Taurus, you also have Uranus there, you also have Jupiter there, and the sun is squaring over, did the square to Jupiter, but now it's going to be coming up to do the square to Uranus. Pluto's coming in, and Pluto's going to be setting some energy off there with Jupiter and Uranus. So things can get very disruptive and shaky for you, and as we are going through the month, it'll feel maybe a little bit better as the sun goes into Pisces. You won't feel so inundated, because she is in the fall position. The sun will be in the fall position, and she's exalted. She loves to be in Taurus because, it's just like I get to shine and be all that beautiful things. But right now, feeling like I'm not able to shine, I need to really hustle in order to do what I need to do. Watching your health is very important, Taurus. Health is really coming in strongly for you. And Aries is your 12th house, so really watching that innovation and stuff and what you are hiding with that innovation. While your second house is Gemini, and Gemini is like wanting to get all the information and wanting to do things and wanting to be innovative. But with that Uranus energy going in and squaring off with that sun, you might be feeling like, I can't get forward. I can't get, to do what it is that I want to do. So slow and steady wins the race. Keeping care of yourself health wise is a very important thing. Watching your health is going to be where, important, like taking, if you need your vitamins, if you need to go see the doctor. I just feel like there's a few Tauruses that, may be watching this, or watching it later with a replay. There is something to do with amino acids, something to do with the bloodstream that's coming in. So something's happening there. So really paying attention to health is going to be an important piece. And this is for even if you have a Taurus moon or a Taurus rising. And with that sun coming in and with Pluto coming in there, bringing in something unexpected, how you connect, how you are connecting with others. And being a fixed sign and a bull, sometimes you are a little bit pig-headed. Yeah. Well, I think we're all pig-headed, actually, in some ways. But you're a bull, so you're not gonna move anywhere quickly. So inspiration. So you're wanting to go forward, you're wanting to have that inspiration. The inspiration is feeling blocked, or you're feeling blocked. The innovation might be feeling blocked. So you need to really watch and take a little bit of time for yourself. And watching how you need to take that sort of time for yourself. So Taurus is really be kind, to yourself, especially for the month of February. It is going to feel like a lot. There's going to feel like there's a lot going on and you're wanting to move. And because you are a fixed earth sign, things are going to feel a little bit like quicksand. So you're not, to get that footing and wanting to move, and it just feels like it's a lot of work. So take your time, don't overdo it, breathe. February is really going to be a crazy month for you in teaching you to sort of write it down, do the steps, then go through it. It's like almost like this process, but you might get a feeling a little antsy, getting that you want to do it now. Or the other part is that you're all excited about going somewhere and then you get sick. So that's the other part too. So really, really, really watch your health for February. Gemini. Beautiful Geminis. Um your ruler, I mean, as he's going through, and your ruler is going to be coming in into a conjunction with Pluto, and and going into Aquarius, and as he goes through Aquarius, coming into Pisces. And there's information that's going to be coming in very quickly for you. So a lot of downloads for Geminis coming in for February. So really, I know you guys don't like to write shit down, but writing it down. This is where, for you, paying attention to to the information that's coming through, because I feel it's going to be coming through quite fast. A lot of information just coming in, and I feel like it's kind of like the Matrix, like you see, if you do any data entry or if you get into the computers and it's a that's how I feel it's coming in for you, Gemini. So lots of information coming in. Trying to decipher it might be very difficult to do it all at once, but you really got to take your time in doing it. There are a lot of, I just feel like a lot of nuances that are coming in and that you're wanting to move, and not everything is fully, it's like a quincunx there. Not all the information is being shown to you, even though like it's coming in, so you really have to sort of pick and choose whatever is on that picnic table and begin to sort of decipher it all. So February is really a deciphering month, because as we get into, as we get further on into the year, you there is going to be an unveiling for you, something that's going to be unveiled further on in the year. But right now it's that deciphering, but you get very frustrated. I feel like, poor little Geminis get very frustrated with everything. And so, because they want the answer now, they want you to answer now. You're not answering me. Why aren't you answering? Why is all this information coming in? It's too much. And then you get exhausted. So exhaustion seems to be coming in for you, watching how that plays out for you. Okay. So Gemini's I just get loads of information. February's coming in. Health wise is, oh, okay. Well, this is weird. I don't know how this happened. But, anyways, there is, a union coming in. So, some form of union, contracts. It's emotional. So, there's emotion that's coming in, something new, innovative, right? So, you do have that sign. That sign there is of commerce. So, the sign of commerce is coming in. So, allowing for that innovation to come in, to allow for that increase of information to come, it's coming forth. But that Two of Cups is something joint. There's a joint venture that's coming in. You might feel it um, coming in. And I'm just going to read what the question is. What is the true perception of love? So there is passion, reconciliation, union, but I feel like something to do with, I get more contracts and stuff in there. Um, I know some people read this as a love card, but right now I just don't feel like that is what it is for you. So there you go, Gemini. Whew. All right. So moving on to Cancer. So Cancer, wow. I mean, yes, we have this energy that's sitting in Capricorn right now. A little bit relieved that Pluto's moved on, but opposing you right now, you got um, Venus, Mercury, and Mars opposite you. And so there's this this movement. But the thing is the one thing about, with this Cancer is the fixation. So whatever the fixation is, I'm fixated on this one thing. If I'm fixated on this one thing, then everything else is going to be fabulous, right? So there's a fixation. So don't get fixated on one thing. Um, it's allowing for you to be opened up. You know, Mars being opposite you at this time, and the Mars and the Mercury will be moving on into Aquarius, and same with Venus into Aquarius. That's where Mars and Venus will conjunct. But right now, for the next few weeks, this is really a because of that Mars energy, and you want to go, 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 and it's sort of like, but it's like, don't push me, you know, Cancer, just don't push me, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do it. But then you could get, when that being pushed at something, you can get fixated on something. It's like, oh, I got to go and do baking, and they get fixated all on baking, and you got to do all of this baking until it's all done, because it's that frustration. So it's an avoidance of what it is that really needs to be pushed through or gone through, right? So there's an energy that's coming in that has you really looking at what it is that you need to really move through. Because as you move through it, you're coming into something that is and they said fabulous, glorious, something, but you may miss it if you get too fixated on something. So really watch that, Cancer. You don't want to get too overly fixated on something, and that you're missing out on an opportunity or something that's coming in for you for February. The new moon is really going to highlight things. It is going to be in uh, Aquarius, and then the full moon in Virgo is one that I feel is really going to get you to, and I got recreate some structures. So coming into the end of February, so something about recreating some structures, some new structures for you. But in order to do that, you can't get overly fixated on shit, right? You got to really move forward through. And look at what is being offered and created for you. So there's something really, it's something good, but you got to, it's like almost like you got to push through this bubble and get through the bubble and break through the bubble in order to move forward, Cancer, to move forward. And so there might be an over rushing of a lot of emotions that come through with that as well. So passion. So in comes this knight, and the knight of wands. The knight of wands is like passion, and he's all over you, and he's like, yes, we'll go through, and I will. He's the Italian lover, and wanting to give you, and you might be like, what, all of that? That's just too much. Like, it's so much, like you can't take it. So then you tune out. I don't want it. I'm going over here. I'm going to look over here. I'm going to look over there. But instead of saying, you know what, bring forth the passion, bring forth this love, this endurance, and this revelation, and allow for you to really overindulge in this. It's like allowing yourself to really indulge in that beautiful, succulent cheesecake or chocolate cake or something that you kind of like, I don't need, I'm going to avoid this. But instead of, I'm going to embrace it, I'm going to allow myself to enjoy this, I'm going to allow myself, because that's where I'm going to be inspired, get through the inspiration, and that's where it's going to come through. Okay, there you go, Cancer. Leos. Oh, Leo, I know. I know every sign I go like, I know, right? Oh my God, I know what you're going through, Leo. But you will, being another fixed sign, you are going through a new invention, especially with the opposition with the sun there. And the sun is in fall position. The sun wants to go home. You can feel that sort of agonizing, like, yes, I want to shine, I want to be there. But it is that Pluto opposition you, right? So Pluto opposition in Aquarius, and I mean it's going to be there for the next, basically 20 years. But that Pluto opposition that's coming, that is opposite you, is getting you to look at, how can I recreate? How can I reinvent? How can I reestablish myself within humanity, within the world? How can I get myself established? I got something to be established. So here we have this beautiful Leo, and it's like, well, I've done all of these things, and I've created all these wonderful whatever accolades or businesses, or but now you're asking me that I have to redo, rethink. reestablish. And Pluto's asking you, yeah, you can do this. If you want to recreate something, if you want to bring forth this a nuance within inside yourself and allowing yourself to shine, you really have to look at things and think outside the box. And in thinking outside the box, Leo, sometimes it's like, oh my God, why do I need? I just am. I am just glorious. Look at my radiance. I am a Leo. I am radiant. I'm a beautiful being, which you are. You are. But this is saying that now you got to dig a little bit deeper, especially in February, to look at it. And that new moon is really going to be transformational for you, because that new moon is going to really switch things for you and really be this switch. So I feel the new moon for Leos is a huge switch. It is something that's going to turn on, that's going to get you to, like, okay. It's like, okay, I'm going to cross the street. Okay, I'm going to push the button. Okay, this is how I'm going to really, really establish my myself and reestablish myself. But the challenge is that Pluto wants you, it's like a dig deep, so he throws things at you, more shadow energy, or more things or obstacles that are in your way. Are you really going to do this? How about this? What about this? So it can get a little bit confusing. So if you are needing, this is where if you're needing guidance, if you're needing a reading, you need a business coach or something like that, definitely reach out. You can reach out to myself or reach out to someone else. But this is what, for Leos, might be something that's coming in. Yeah, it's going to be a balancing act. So the Temperance comes in. I mean, she wants to bring in that balance. She wants to be able to be, to do things. And then the road goes to the mountains, right? So, the road going to the mountains and to the sunrise. So there is something that is going to rise for you. But in the meanwhile, you have to really bring forth that balance. There's a balance that needs to come forth for you, and something innovative, because the iris is, there's a magical piece that's there, orris root and stuff, something to utilize to carry, something carrying. So we use orris root, sometimes we add it into different spells and stuff, and it helps to carry the energy through and helps to give it that punch. So there's a energy that wants you to utilize it. So whatever you need to help yourself to carry through, to get yourself through. So there might be, you need a protein, or you need something to get you into the other side, to get you moving, because you can feel tired or depleted or overrun. So whether, taking salt baths and things like that might be very important for you to do at this time, in order to find that motivation. But watch the energy with the new moon coming up next week, because that's really going to give a switch. There's a switch that's going to be turned on, that I feel for you, for my Leos. Virgos. Okay, my cards are getting all mixed up. There we go. Virgo. I get contemplation. A lot of contemplating. February is a real contemplative month for you. Like, feeling like, okay, I got to sort of sit and sort of observe and watch, and then it's almost like almost like playing chess. You're watching the moves that are happening, and you're being very methodical on the moves that you need to make. What are the moves that I need to make? What is the next move I need to make? Do I move the pawn, or do I move the knight? Or, I don't play chess, so, but what is my next move? So being very contemplative. So I feel like this is very contemplative. And when the full moon in Virgo happens for you, that's really going to be a I got like an eye opener, but there's a door that's there for you, Virgo. But you're very cautious. See, I love, Virgo kids, because Virgo kids are so aware of everything, right? What's over here, what's over there, that's out of place. This is, so they're very aware of their surroundings. So that's why sometimes, Virgo kids, it's very difficult for them. When you take them to places, they can get very overwhelmed very easily. So they can be very cautious about things, because they're um, you know, that's where the contemplation comes in. That's where, looking around, seeing what's going on, do I go there? What's going on? And coming in, and this is important for Virgos, is to trust your emotions, trust your intuitions, because they're very visual. They're earth, right? They're immutable earth. They're ruled um by Mercury. So communication, watching that communications that's coming in. And I just need to look something up right now. Just a curiosity for you, Virgo. Because the 25th is coming in. So I just want to see where something is right now for you. And okay. So the 25th is coming in. Thank you, hon.
You hungry? Sincere? Okay.
Okay. That's where Mercury is. Mercury's at about 3 degrees on the 25th. It's just after the full moon for you. And with that full moon, what else is in Pisces? Okay, we have Saturn's in there. And you also, okay. So I feel like you, all right, I have to, okay. Blah. Okay, Virgos. When the sun goes into Pisces, this is where you are going to feel very, I think an overwhelmness is going to come in, because you're sitting there contemplating on everything that's going on. The new moon is going to be active, really wanting you to get active and get innovative. But with that Mercury energy, especially near the end of the month, this is where things or information can get feeling diluted for you. So, not being able, that's why it's important to trust your intuition throughout February. Trusting that intuition, trusting, yeah, okay, I can go through that door. Let me go through that door. Getting curious. Curiosity is not a bad thing for you for February. This is going to be where you are able to do more things, be more inventive, um, allowing yourself to be more innovative. But even though I know you're sort of watching or trying to watch what your next move is after the new moon, it's like you really have to trust that intuition, as the door is there. There's a door that's there. There's light that's coming out of the door. You're kind of scared, you don't want to, you're being cautious with this. But this is where it's like doing that between the new moon and the full moon. It's important for you to get innovative and move, and really start to move towards and start to create and start to allow yourself to really trust in that intuition, because that's really going to be handy for you as you go through. Mercury being in Pisces, as we're coming to the end of February, is really going to I feel that's where things can get confusing for you, because Mercury has a hard time communicating in Pisces, right? Because it can't hear everything. It's like you're all underwater, blah 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 blah. And the other part too is, he's meeting up with Saturn, and Saturn's trying, Saturn can't really, Saturn has issues too. You know, it's not happy, you know and the sun is going to be conjuncting with Saturn, so it really wants to shine a light there. It can be a lot. It can be, a lot there for you. 6, yeah, and with that, with that being said, that sixth house would be Pisces, right? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, sixth house is Aquarius. And with that sixth house being in Aquarius for you, with that Pluto energy there, it's like there's a hesitation and stuff that's going on. The dog's on my lap. Come on, move, go. A hesitation there for you. So because there's that cautiousness, you want to look, but it's going to be important that you do move through the door, that you do allow yourself to get that innovation to, and trusting your your inner self. That's you got to trust the emotions coming through. um so yeah, because there is going to be a revival. So there's that Judgment card coming in, so there's a rising up, so you got to trust the rising up that's coming in for you, because the Judgment card can be, where you feel like, oh, I can't do this, I don't want to do this. You can get very overwhelmed with that, and this is where it's like, do I need to forgive myself or someone else? What am I resisting at this time? That's the thing. What am I resisting at this time? Because this is enlightenment, purpose, new beginnings, something renewal. There's a renewal coming in. You got to go through that door, because what are you resisting? What kind of things don't that you're afraid of? And that's why you're being so overly cautious. But with the new moon, between the new moon and the full moon, you definitely have to make some kind of move. The sun being conjunct in Saturn across the street from you can get you very, like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but this is trusting that intuition, moving to a higher point. And in trusting that, that's really going to help you to embrace, because that's going to give you the stamina to really get through March, April, May. Because March, April, May are really going to be a little bit difficult. I got difficulties coming in for those months. So you really have to use this, and that's really going to give you that full steam ahead. Okay. I did Libras after I did Aries. So I already did Libras. They're at the beginning. So now I'm going to go into Scorpio. God, I'm a Scorpio. There is a lot coming in for Scorpios. It's another one with the fixed signs, because of the squares that are happening. So with Scorpios, any of the fixed signs, get your chart out. Take a look at your chart and see what's in your um in your sun house, right? So wherever your sun is, if you're Leo, see what else is in there for you. Tauruses, see what else is in there for you. Same with Scorpios. What other energies are in there? Because that's going to show you what else is really coming forward for you. And anything that's in Aquarius or Leo is going to be squaring you. And then whatever's opposite is definitely coming through. With Scorpios, it's really important for you to embrace your shadow this month. Really look at those shadow pieces that are coming through for you. As you are looking at those, you know, those parts of yourself, it's really having you take that time, because there is the anxiety, there is the stress that's going to come forward, and um, frustration. So taking time and putting boundaries up, allowing yourself to sit down, allowing yourself to like, okay, this, I got to read this. I want to learn this. I want to ingest this. This is what, sometimes you don't allow yourself to do. You're not allowing yourself to step into that creative because either you're like, oh, that's going to take up too much time. I can't do that. Whatever your excuses are, right? Because there's a lot of excuses that are coming in for Scorpios. You got to let those excuses go. Your ruler is Pluto and he is squaring over there. So it's basically, I wouldn't call him daddy because it's Hades, but it is that power, that power is coming forth and coming in. And that power is basically saying, what are you doing? Are you behaving? Are you listening? Are you blah, blah, blah? And you're like, I don't want to hear you anymore. Fuck you. Yeah. And it's like, okay, no, I need to listen. I need to hear what is being said. I cannot take it personally. So Scorpios, you can't take it personally, right? So because this is something learning, something new that's coming in that you got to allow yourself to partake in or take the time with, and not get yourself and not get your shit in a knot and not get fucking pissy. If you're going to get fucking pissy, it's really going to, it's going to be where you get more filled with anxiety instead of saying, okay, this is what I need to do right now. I need to focus. What is my focus? This is where I'm moving forward. It's okay. I can go with the flow. All right. So Scorpios, don't get your shit in a knot in February, because I can see you doing that. My husband's a Scorpio too, if anybody wanted to know. I'm a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. Wouldn't you like to be a Scorpio too? Be a Scorpio. Everybody's Scorpio. But it is one of those just allow yourself to do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself and not get yourself into a panic over it. Yeah. So really watching that. So the Four of Pentacles reversed. So Four of Pentacles, when it's reversed, can be a difficult, because you're trying to get innovative. You're over obsessed about materialism, and material things. You are very scared. There's might be a fear that's coming in with that. So let's look at questions. All right. I don't even have the light on. Mateus, can you turn the light on? The main light on for me, please? Yeah. So yeah, excessive materialist, a fear of poverty. No, that one over there. And then you got to pick up the knob. There we go. Thank you. Woo! Put the light on. So this is where it's like an opportunity to maintain balance, or else important opportunities or experiences may go unnoticed. So maintaining that balance is so, so important. Watching how you do things and taking the time. That's where the taking the time and the energy comes in. There you go, Scorpio. Sad. Sagittarius. Boom, boom. Got a Sagittarius. I got a song for each sign, just saying. So you're just like, Mama, you're nuttier than a fucking fruitcake. My little Sagittarius. Oh, my Sagittarius. Health is coming in for you too. Things to do with health. My throat just got sore. Weird. My throat was fine before. Maybe I'll just take a swig of tea here. But health is not trying to overdo it. It's like you're this lovely little sparky flame, of wanting to do these things. But it's like moving, like you're one. I know you're mutable and you're fire and you're all over the place, but it's this movement or that's coming forward. And I really, I just got like really watching your health, for February. Watch how you're feeling. Watching that health piece is really strong for February for you. So whether it's your throat, what's going on with your throat, what's going on with are you overrun? Are you overtaken? Is there too much? My daughter's coming in. That's why the dog's going freaky. Are you feeling overwhelmed? So that's the thing, Sad, um, is feeling overwhelmed, and that overwhelmedness that comes in with you. So hi, Olivia. How are you feeling? You know, um, and that could get you, where you feel sick or you feel fluey and stuff like that. So I feel like it's almost where I want to put you out and get you some vitamin D from the sun. Do some sun gazing, putting your face out into the sun and do some sun gazing, allowing for that flow of energy and that heat. It's like almost where you need the fire, need the flame, and allowing for that fire to happen. So allowing for that flame to happen. Get down, um, to happen. So just watch yourself this month, Sag. I don't want you really sick or anything, but I just want you to really, watching that energy for yourself. Go for a sauna, go for maybe even a salt lamp cave, going to salt, doing, I think like it's almost like re-energizing yourself and getting yourself re-energized. um I the moon phases, especially the new moon and the full moon, are really going to knock your ass. So you're going to feel the energies be really intense for you. So honor yourself, which I don't feel like those ones shouldn't really be ones that knock your ass, but I know they're just, I think maybe because one is with Saturn, and then with this new moon that's coming in, it's going to be with Pluto, and it's just feeling like that, just feeling a little bit off, just that offness. So and you might, and I got fogginess, so brain fog. So if you're getting any brain fog, um taking your time to, and especially near the end of the month, because I think Mercury in Pisces is going to give everybody brain fog, because we're wanting to get the full truth, but we're not going to be getting the full truth. We're going to get bits and pieces and stuff. Nothing is going to be really known until, I think, I'm going to say May, June, because once he gets out of Pisces and goes into Aries, and then throughout March, then he begins to slowly slow down and stuff like that. Yeah, so just, yeah, Sagittarius. Yeah, just yeah, just yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, talking nuances. So choices. So you get the Chariot reversed. So direction. So I mean, wanting to go. What direction am I going to go? How am I going to go in that direction? What do you mean I can't go into that direction? That frustration, because Chariots are Cancer. They want to go forward. What is that energy of going forward? I'm going to find the crystal for you to work with this month, for you. Citrine periodite. Yes. Periodite, fabulous, because that is the healer stone for healers. So, Sag, if you can get some periodite, beautiful. It's green, lovely. Um, and really have that. You can get it in a bracelet or something. And I think that's going to really help with your energy and really ignite a lot of energy for you, and really have you feel like, oh, okay, I got the willpower. I'm feeling that energy coming back to be motivated and do things. So once you're able to grasp the reins of your own self-confidence, because that's the other part too, where it's like, I don't feel, maybe, all over the place. The periodite's really going to give you that incentive to do that. Tiger's eye is another nice one, but I feel periodite is really the one for you this month of February. So there you go. Plus we have, I mean, with that, I mean, I forgot that it's Chinese New Year too. So we got the wood dragon coming in. So that's interesting. I don't know. Mateus,
Yeah.
I can't move. Can you come and pick up the card that just flew out? If I move everything, I move you all, and you're sitting on my lap. So what is it? Do you know what that is?
No.
Two of Pentacles.
Oh.
He's like, eh. Sometimes he's with it, sometimes he's not. Right now, he's just doesn't care. So, anyways, as I was shuffling and I was going to move on to Capricorn, the Two of Pentacles flew out. So I'm going to leave this for the Capricorns. So with the Two of Pentacles coming out, there's juggling. There's something that you need to juggle. There's things that you need to work on. And, you know, we have Mercury's moving, you know, and then Mars will be moving in there, and then Venus will be all moving into and having a party in Aquarius. I feel like for you, this is like, okay, I need to look at how I'm able to restructure myself. How am I able to evaluate the things that I value in my life? So Capricorn, it's about restructuring and reevaluating. The Two of Pentacles means that, you know, it's like almost like I got to rob Paul to pay Peter, and rob, you know, so there's that reinvention that's coming in for you. So looking at in how you want to do that. So how can I find a sense of balance at this time? So this is, you know, transitioning, priorities, goals, having a flexibility for February is going to be important for you, Capricorn. So what is that flexibility for you? How does that look? How does that feel for you? Capricorns are sometimes not very flexible. They can be, but they usually have their own agenda and how they want to see things done and how they want things done. And they will go ahead. They are the goat, the mystical sea goat. They're going to go and they're going to figure it out, and they're going to do it and have it done. And sometimes, you know, in doing that, gotta move that. In doing that, it can be frustrating for them. So there is a balancing act. This is where there is much to look forward to for you, but you have to find that balance. You have to look at, you know, look at things in a different direction, in a different way, take some detours, which is like, I mean, the Two of Pentacles and the Tower are two cards for Capricorn that are just like devastating, because even, you know, what could be devastating is the detour. It is that, oh, I've always done it this way, why am I having to do it, you know, look at things differently, you know, getting out of the matrix, getting out of the way that you feel things always have to be done this way. It has to be done this way. I'm a Capricorn. I want my structure. I want it this way. This is the way we organize things. And in comes Aquarius and saying, no, that's not how we're doing it. We're doing it differently. We're bringing in something new and innovative and something more creative. We're bringing in more people. And you're just like, I don't want all of these people in here. I didn't ask for all these people. I want these people. No, we're bringing in other people. So February is going to be where you are really going to be, you're going to be rocked to your core on having to be flexible, having to look at things in a new way. And this is where it's like, you know, how can I continue to devote time to my passion and interests, you know, because that's the other thing with for you, Caps, is that you want to keep what you want, what you're interested in. You want to like, well, how am I going to balance the things I like? And there's all of this, you know, so it, that overwhelmness. So I got it's a amethyst. Amethyst is coming in, and then I have black spruce. I got spruce or cedar wood coming forth for an essential oil. So, you know, having some kind of woodsy scent for you that will help to calm you, that will help you to root, anchor, and breathe. So that's going to be important for you, my little caps, because it's just like, I just feel like you're just like, no, no, and feel like running all over the place. Whew, Aquarius, you're the game changer. February is definitely a game changing month for you, from the new moon on forward. And this game changing energy for you is really, I got excitement, innovative, yet sometimes you panic because it's like, oh my god, this just can't be. So it's that electrical, very electrical, and with that Uranian energy also, because that's your ruler, um coming forth, is like unexpected change. And you know, like Capricorn, you don't like change if you're not in control of it. You're a fixed sign. You want to have that control, but it's very electrifying. It's very, it's like you know those little balls that have the electricity go through, and you zzz, and sometimes you touch them and your hair can go up and stuff. So that's the energy I feel like is coming in for you, and it's bringing in this new waves, because you are waves, right? You're very exact waves, and you're bringing in this new, I feel like something innovative, something new, something transformational that's coming in, but it's very electrical, it's very electrifying, and for you it's kind of shocking. So there's a shock to the system, a shock that's coming forward. And with that shock, it can kind of like, at first it kind of freezes you, is that but it's like, whoa, let me flow with this, let me go with it. And that Pluto energy, that Pluto in that's coming, is allowing for you to be transformational, is allowing for you to look at new innovations, new ideas. And that new moon is really going to be the tripwire, and the tripwire is really, because it's going to be unexpected. You're not going to really know exactly what it's going to feel like or look like, but that tripwire is going to come forth, and it's really going to get you to go for, like, be electrifying, be new, be innovative. So Aquarius, allow yourself to um be electrified. Sounds crazy, but that electrification, that electricity, that is going to allow get you to really um get you in, to be innovative, to be um in a new way. So that's it. It just, it's hard to explain, because I feel like this electrifying energy that's coming forth, and my daughter's in Aquarius. She'll be like, "What do you mean? Am I going to be electrocuted?" Not so much electrocuted, but electrifying. Like, it's like even your presence, your aura, everything. Like it's like almost that electricity is going to, not necessarily, well, I got set on fire, but electricity, it's like almost where it's allowing for you to travel through things. The electricity can travel, and travel through different places. Now copper is coming in, because I feel like you need something to ground. So a copper bracelet, necklace, and stuff, um having copper around you uh can really help you to ground and bring that grounding energy to you. So having copper is really a nice accent for you. And oh, I don't know, I can smell it, but I can't see the name of the essential oil. Weird. um okay, it'll come to me. I also get pomegranate for you, but that's pomegranate's like almost like the seeds of knowledge. Oh, so the innovative or the electricity is bringing in seeds of knowledge, and you are needing to ground those seeds of knowledge through you and allow it to go out. So it's almost like you're allowing for this electricity to go out of you. You're really being innovative. You're getting people moving. You're getting people going forward. The thing is that with that so much energy coming through, you really have to watch your own energy. That's why copper's coming in. And Paulo Santos, thank you. Thank you. Paulo Santos is the one that's coming forth. Is Paulo Santos? There you go. So burning the Palo Santos, cleansing, clearing is going to be a good one for you as well. Oh, you got the Temperance too. So my little Aquarians, the Temperance. So the Temperance is that you need to bring forth that balance and what that balance looks like for you. Because things are going to be so electrifying for you, I think finding a some sort of balance. Don't try and overdo February. February, yeah, harmony, balance. What is my greatest block? So the thing is that the other part too, with electricity, when it comes through you, it can break things. It can move things. So electricity, if you're, bzzz, that bzzz, so it can really move things and move out of you. So if there's blocks or if there's parts of you that you haven't dealt with, shadow, and with Pluto being in your sign, things can really move through and break open. So you got to really watch if you are not dealing with things, not dealing with blocks, then this electricity that's coming in, I just feel like it's just pulsating. It's really going to break things open, and it could really bring forth a deeper, well, definitely a deeper learning for you. But you don't want to have it so shocking that you go through a healing crisis with this too. And a healing crisis could bring forth a lot of questions and that come forth with it. um uh, uh, the Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, so usually Aquarius and Sagittarius get along quite well, but this is but sometimes it can get them in trouble. I don't, because it's like the party signs coming here, and Aquarius is like, whoa, okay, I know what we can do. And so ammonite, blue kyanite. Blue kyanite is really nice, but I got blue lace agate is really going to be a nice one with the copper. So blue lace agate and some copper is really going to be essential for my Aquariuses for February. So yeah, so here's my little Aquarius here, and I'm going to tell her February is going to be electrifying for you. See, she asked me what that means. That means that you really got to watch the energies that are coming forth. They're going to be coming through electrically, like pulsating energies coming forth, breaking things forward, breaking things out of you. So as they break, blocks and doubt out of you, you got to really watch it, because it could come. It's watch Stephen. It can be overwhelming, and that could cause you to go through like a healing crisis. So you got to honor whatever blocks or whatever things that you are trying to block, because if you're feeling something to move that's moving through you, you got to allow it to move through you and not fight it, because otherwise it's going to come through with you like a bang. For February, that's the whole month. A whole month. So if you have copper or can get copper, would be very good for you. Like a copper bracelet would be very good for you.
No, I was telling you I made cheese bread there. Yeah, something with love.
There you go. So here we go. Now, the last and final one is Pisces. I've been on here for an hour and a half. Pisces. Yeah. So with Neptune. Neptune, and then Jupiter, it's just doing a lot of, I think it's doing a lot of fuck ups for the head, you know? Susan's like, yay, Pisces! And Saturn being there, not Jupiter, but Saturn being there is really almost like wanting to ground, and it's like, oh, I need to ground, and it's like you're walking on the moon and you're trying to have don't do that, please move away from the dog. Walk on the moon, and as you're walking on the moon, it's like you got heavy boots on. You got these heavy boots on, and you're trying to move through this energy, and it's like getting inspiration, getting ideas, and getting things, but it's like trying to ground them in and get this grounding in. And the one piece, or the one part, is the new moon in Aquarius is like electricity and water don't work. Well, it does work. Water is a conductor for electricity, right? So it's like wanting to move through it, but it's also wanting to move through this safely. It's like really almost like crazy. You're already feeling too much sad stuff. It's just, it's just there's a lot. It's happening, and I feel, and I'm just getting, especially with the Neptune. You see, Neptune is an asshole. I'm sorry, because he is the drug lord. He is the one that wants you, to get you lost, right? And it is so important for you to have a meditation pillow and sit your fucking ass on the meditation pillow. It's like almost where you just want to float off. And that's where these moon boots come in. That's trying to get you grounded. So you're kind of walking funny because you're kind of like floating off, going off in all these directions. And then, in comes when Mercury comes in there, it's, at the end of the month, it's really going to where you're trying to hear things, or trying to get things, or get the information, and it feels all boggled and all blah, 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 that kind of thing. And that that's at the end of the month, but the new moon coming in next week with Pluto there, it's almost where it's like, yeah, I don't want this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have this. And finding that balance, or finding that grounding is especially since you do have Saturn in there for quite some time until 2026. It's difficult. I just feel like Pisces are going, like there's a difficulty there for my little Pisceans. And if you're dealing with any type of illnesses and stuff, this could get enhanced for my little Pisceans. So this is like, it's so important, like getting on the meditation pillow. This is where I'm going to say, get the mantras going, get, the prayer beads out, get the mantras going, almost like get really into that spiritual realm, because that's really going to help you to ground. That's really going to help you to like, okay, I need to breathe. I need to breathe. Movement, having some kind of movement, like invigorating energy moving through you, allowing for it to, to move out of you is really important. So February, very active, trying to get, getting that movement. So then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I feel grounded. I feel innovative. I was going to say, Susan, taking the dogs for 3 or 4 walks a day. No. but that's it. And also watching the foods, I feel for Pisces is going to be very important. What kind of foods? I got blueberries are coming in, with antioxidants. So blueberries is one. Um, Honey, like raw honey, having honey, putting honey in whatever if you use sugar, um, is what's coming forward. Um, Raspberries, yeah, raspberries. So a lot of like fruits, raspberries, mixed fruits are to have, and there's okay. Watching watching, like, especially with this energy, watching anything to do with that is either alcohol, drugs, or anything mind altering. Qigong. Oh, Qigong would be absolutely fabulous. Qigong. Um, Anything quantum healing and stuff. Watching your caffeine intake is really going to be a big one for February. You might find like, oh, I need my, like, it's almost like, because I also get exhaustion coming in where it's like, oh, I need my coffee, and you know down the coffee, and then it's like, oh, that's just, I only had one cup, and you're just zinged out of the room. um so this is like, because of the frequencies that are coming in for you, the frequencies for the Pisceans that are coming in are very high, like almost a high note, that's coming in, this high note, this high frequency, and it's reattuning your body to it, and the Pisces are really feeling it. And the full moon in Virgo at the end of the month is like, oh, like, I think the full moon can be nauseating, bringing it, kind of feeling nauseated, kind of feel like, oh, what's going on with this, energy, with it. And it's also coming up with a conjunction to Saturn as well. So, wanting, and that's where it's like, oh, really watch at the end of the month if it's like, if you're, and that's from overstimulation. So, watch by the end of February about being overstimulated, Pisces, because it might be a little bit too much. Because I'm getting nauseated with you guys. So I'm going to pull a card. Pisces are making me nauseated. This is too much energy. Yeah. Oh, but you got the Ten of Cups. That's beautiful. So the Ten of Cups is innovative, it's happy, it's joyous. So through this, I mean, there is some happiness that's coming in. This is leading you to somewhere better because of the change in frequencies, because there's an upload that's coming in. It's getting you to really come into that contentment emotionally with oneself, which is important, and in tuned with your intuition. And that's, also when you have a lot of high frequencies coming in, and it can be a lot, for people, that to understand, it's giving you, there's a gift that's coming in, and trusting in the gift that's coming forward for you. So, and embracing the gift. So there you guys go. So just to recap on some of the things I said earlier, for those, um if you're, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow, about the football thing and stuff. So if you're a Swifty fan, sorry, there's something, you know, there's something going on with her. Just saying, there's something going on with her. Plus, her boyfriend's making billions of dollars off the P company that is sells drugs, and they're German. Um, so there's just something going on there, and I think there's a big spell that's going to be coming on. And I'm going to be in Alberta April 20th. Oh, yay! Yay! Susan's coming to Alberta. Woo, 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 woo. I'll send you my phone number, my new number. And you call me. We'll go for a drink. Uh, maybe that's good. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Wine time. Uh, so go off on a whole day. Just told the Pisces not to drink, but then she comes to this goes out with a Scorpio. It's totally different. It's totally different. Um, but the end of it, with the energies, especially with the Super Bowl that's coming in, there's something off with that. And being in Vegas, there's just doesn't feel right. And all the little Swifty fans that are going to be there is not um it's not conclusive. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. The other thing too is that and I think, Leo King was talking about it today too, was saying something very similar, and I was feeling the same thing, and I was talking to Steve about it. Also the other thing is like yeah, the other one I just don't feel comfortable with, but it there's some weirdness that's going to be happening with, especially when, in the States, when the two parties got together for this um I think a new law or something that they want to implement with social medias and stuff like that, and it has to do with protecting the children, and I just feel like it's just not right. There's something else. There's another agenda behind it. So just to let you know there, because they're already a lot of no, I didn't touch it. A lot of shadiness that's happening with that as well. And also the other part too is like quite interesting that Apple is not joining in with a lot of these companies. So Apple's is kind of on the outside. But I did see, in one of my meditations a long time ago, that something to do with the apple fell from the tree. So something happened with Apple. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Scenario, because if you think about it, Microsoft, the way Microsoft started, especially with Gates stole things from Job, right? He stole the information and took it and made a deal, and then that's how he started Microsoft and started the PCs, and then the PCs started to go into the schools, because it was Macs that were in the schools at first, and then PCs all went in there, and that everything had to be, your whole systems all ran off of PCs, right? So they weren't running off a Mac. And so Mac was all individual. Mac makes its own. Mac does not sell well, it sells programs, but it doesn't, for software and stuff like that, it has its own software, it has its own products, and it makes their own phones and their own computers, you know. Um, so it's interesting. So there's something going on with Apple and the whole thing. And I talked about the Google computer back in 2018 or something like that, the big Google computer that they turned on, which is one of the largest computers in the world. Um, that and it looks very alien. You can Google computer, the big one, and it just looks very alien, and just how everything's set up with that. And I think all the components have to be 6 feet apart, which is interesting as well. So it just, that's why I think, for February there's so much energy coming in for us all, and so much change and transformational energies that are coming in, that for many of us, for many of the different signs that I went through, um really watching how we're dealing with it, and honoring ourselves through February, because it is a very intense and overwhelming month. So watching how you deal with a lot of the feelings, a lot of the stress, a lot of the anxiety, especially when there's so much being inundated upon us, when it comes to things in Europe, Middle East, Texas, um, Canada, the things that are coming through for us. It's going to be a lot. So honor ourselves. So, my loves, my readings are on sale. Buy one, get one free right now. And I am okay. Yes, I know. And I'm just getting more downloads, and I gotta go eat. The other part too is Embolic is Saturday night. If you want to join me Saturday evening at 6:30 Alberta time, we'll be having the Embolic celebration. So, and it's $25. So let me know if you want to join, and I'm going to send you guys out so much love. Have a great one. Thank you so much for being a part, and for those who stuck around for the readings tonight. I'm I want to come back and do more readings online. So have a blessed one, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.